All right, so welcome back, guys. Welcome back to Herbs class, 5-minute math. This video is actually about how to perform some one variable statistics using a TI graphing calculator. So let's get to it. So I'm turning my calculator on here. So to enter our data, we're going to hit the stat button. Since we're dealing with statistics, we're going to use the statistics button. And to enter our data, we need to hit edit. So there's some data in here already, so we need to go ahead and delete that data. So we can delete the entire column of data by going to the top and hitting delete. Ooh, some of you are going to make this very same mistake. I should have hit clear because this deleted my entire L1 column. So easy fix. Go back to stat, go down to setup editor, and click the setup editor, click done, back to stat. Now you see we go back to edit. Our column of data is back there. So now instead of getting rid of the whole column, we just want to get rid of the data, hit the clear button, and now the entire set of data is gone, but L1 remains. Some of you are going to make that mistake. All right, so I'm going to just go ahead and enter some data. It doesn't matter what the data is at this point. These could be IB scores or number of siblings, but I'm going to go ahead and just enter 10 random numbers. Now, if I want to find the mean of these numbers or the median or the mode or even standard deviation in the quartiles, I can hit the stat button and hit the right arrow over to where it says calc. Notice it says one var stats. We are looking for that one variable statistics, mean, median, mode, standard deviation, only use one variable at a time. So one var stats. Here we are at our screen. It says one var stats. It means it's getting ready to do our one var stats and enter. So notice here I have the mean. The mean is the very first thing. The X with a bar on top means the mean, the arithmetic average. You add the numbers together and divide by the total number of data points. So below that, you have a summation symbol. So that's the sum of all of your data values. Below that, the sum of all the X squareds. And then you have two standard deviations, a sample and a population. Standard deviations. Right below n equals 10, that tells you how many data points were entered. If I continue to scroll down, it'll give me the minimum value, the quartiles, and the median. Yeah, exactly right. So one-stop shopping, it's all right here. So what if we had a frequency chart? So let's talk about that. What if we did have a frequency chart instead? Okay, so what if my data set comes as a frequency chart? Let's talk about that. So it has to be done a little bit differently because a frequency chart adds another line of data. So let's talk about data values. Let's see, IB scores. I got 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, 7s. Okay, so for each one of those scores, I have a certain number of students that achieve that score. So let's say I have 5 students that scored a 3, I had 8 students that scored a 4, 10 students scored a 5, 11 students scored a 6, and we'll say 3 kids scored a 7. So these are my data values are in column 1, and their frequencies are in column 2. So we're gonna hit the same buttons, we're gonna do some calculations, so hit stat over to calc. Now, when this one var stats command line comes up, you have to remind your calculator that there are 2 lines of data. So one var stats is not only going to be looking in L1, we have to remind it to look in L2 also. So after this command line, we got to type in L1 comma L2. So to get to the L's, we hit the second L1 comma right here, second L2. You have to remind your calculator that there are 2 lines of data or your results will be messed up. All right, so enter, and here we are. Here are our one variable statistics. The mean of all of those data values is about 4.97. The sum of all of those scores is 184, so on and so forth. N equals 37, that means there were 37 scores total. All right, there's the minimum values, maximum values, quartiles, and the median. All right, well, there you go. One-stop shopping. Some of the newer TIs will actually have a menu that comes up with one var stats where it will ask you where the frequency list is. Start the same process the same, but as soon as you hit stat calc, a menu comes up to ask you for a frequency list, and that's where you would enter that. Well, all right. Thanks for watching. I hope this helps. See you next time. Peace.